We respond to trauma through our body and mind. If we look at the body and how it responds to trauma, you can see that it responds on 4 levels. The first level is our heads. In our heads, we have our brain, it thinks, we use our senses, we see, we hear, we smell, and we interpret reality through our mind. We tell ourselves what we are witnessing, what we are experiencing, and we are aware of that. Our head is the awareness of our surroundings and the awareness of our thoughts. In our head, if trauma happens, we many times find a situation where instead of thinking, instead of being aware of the world, that this is what this area is supposed to do, we turn our attention inwards. We live in a virtual kind of world we create where we are alone and dealing with something difficult for us, and we lose the ability to think clearly. We get exhausted from thinking. We find it very difficult to concentrate, and we find a situation where all the abilities in our heads, are reduced because a big part of our attention moved to focus on the trauma. In our chest, and the chest in this sense is our breathing, how we expand ourselves and take the world in and send the world out. This act through trauma many times is dramatically reduced. We breathe little, we don't let our chest expand. I many times had to teach people over 2 years just to breathe to their chest because it was so closed after a trauma. And in our chest, we have the ability to send our voice, our expression through our hands, through our muscles, through our body into the world. To dance, to sing, to do all kinds of things that our energy is released into the world. Many times our hearts get hurt in a trauma. Trauma is betrayal, trauma is humiliation, trauma is many other things that give an insisting, powerful pain in our heart. So we can walk around after a trauma with a constant, unchanging, unrelenting kind of sadness or pain or heaviness in our heart. If we look at the doing thing, how we use our body in action, in sport, in expressing ourselves, in art, depends very much on how much this energy can really flow out of us. And many times after trauma, we retreat from life. We pull our energy backwards. We no longer dare to send it freely into the world. The next level is our belly, where we feel our emotions. And all traumas are also emotional because they contain a lot of fear and many times anger and rage or shame or guilt, intense emotions that normally the trauma creates a situation that there are much too much to take at once, and we do things to lock and block. So most bellies that I touched were hard and contracted, trying to keep down those intense emotions and fear. And if the traumas were life-endangering or very intense, then there is the feeling that it's going to kill me, and then we have to make more effort. Now, this leads to a situation where we cannot digest emotions, where we feel the same kind of feeling constantly, but there is no release, there is no change, there is no way to do anything about it because it's like frozen and stuck. This part of our body digests not just food or water, it digests what we experience. And in a way, trauma doesn't allow us to digest what we experience, and we do that in our belly by contracting the belly very strongly, by disconnecting from the belly, and the belly cannot function. The next level is our pelvis and legs, where our sensuality, where our survival energy is there. This is the place where should run fast, where we're in danger, where we make new life, And this is a very, very powerful place with an energy that connects to reality and that creates structures for us. Okay, we can look at it as what gives us the foundation of our life, how we stand, what kind of spine do we have, what kind of power our will has. And you can see that trauma creates a situation where we are in incredible stress and where we lose our legs, we lose our confidence, we become insecure, mistrustful in reality, we are feeling shaky and unable to keep our intention for long. And because of the trauma, many times we don't manage to build structures that maintain us. Many people that I worked with the past with trauma didn't manage financially in life, didn't manage to create a workplace or something that they did that created relaxation on the level of no money worries. So money is survival, and if there is something that happened with my awareness of my energy and how I manage with it, I am going to have problems with money. So if I look at these 4 levels, and I can see that they're all linked. The way I think and what I'm doing and how I'm expressing myself and how I'm aware of my survival or not, how I'm relaxing my belly, it's all one thing. So a trauma creates a pattern that exists on all those 4 levels, and in each one reduces or limits or inhibits the energy and attention that is there. To heal completely from trauma, you have to go through these levels and be aware that the trauma is not what guides the perception of this level and not guides how you behave and act in the world. Together, those 4 levels, if you manage to deal with each of them and release what was there and find a new way to be, together allow you to heal completely from trauma. If you leave a level that you didn't touch, like an emotional level or your sensuality, how your body feels after the trauma and how much you allow yourself to sense, if you leave it behind, the trauma is not finished. The body still acts out of it, experiences it, and doesn't manage to heal. When there is an imbalance or something that is the echoes or the leftovers of the trauma in any of these levels, it creates a situation where, just as an example, our left leg is shorter than our right leg. And when we walk like this with one leg shorter than the other, we never manage to go straight. We'll always walk in a circle. So if you were hurt by trauma and something in you got trapped, you'll find yourself walking in circles. You'll find yourself repeating the same things in new relationships, in new kinds of work, with money. You'll find that you got stuck and repeatedly go through the circle because of the imbalances that was created in you. So you want to have a good life that goes somewhere, you have to make sure that you heal all those levels that you can have a new life, not a repetition. Another example is somebody that after trauma became mistrustful, suspicious, and worried about what people say, think, or will do with him. He enters every new relationship with this. And here is the saying that the prophecy will fulfill itself, because you, if you are like that, will look already at the person if he's already betraying you, he's already left you, as if he's already against you. Even if they are full of love and care towards you, you will still see them in this way because the trauma is in the way you interpret reality. So what happens? You'll create a circle. You'll meet somebody, you'll want to have a contact, and after some time, the suspicion, the mistrust, believing that there is something you don't see, you don't feel, and that it's happening, and you start to relate to that person in some way. Now he feels that, he takes a step back, and then it's proven to you that you were right. So the circle continues, and the older we get, it just gets worse. So it's time to make sure that you heal those levels, that you don't allow yourself to see somebody new or a new possibility in life or a new lifestyle, to see it through mistrust, suspicion, not believing in it, and interpreting reality out of the past. In a Grinberg Method process, we are describing what happens on those levels. We are looking at the person's life and clearly describing what happens on all of those levels. We teach the person to become aware of how he thinks, of what he believes in, of how he is using his senses, all through the body. And then how he breathes, what kind of tension he holds. And the more we are clear about what was his response to trauma, the more he is aware of it, not just as an idea, but as a physical experience in his body, the more as a possibility of stopping it from happening. The response to trauma you do. You contract here, you disconnect there, you split there, you do a set of things that you are later unaware of them and cannot be responsible for them unless they are described, they are experienced, and you systematically go and complete them. The focus in this process is to learn to stop the way you responded to trauma. We cannot erase the trauma. The past happened and it's unchangeable. But we can learn to stop what we did when the trauma happened, and we did it on those 4 levels. And this is why all those levels are relevant to completely learn to stop the way we responded to the trauma.